Hello, Auntie Marcia. How are you doing today?
I am giving thanks, I'm wonderful.
Fantastic, fantastic. It's good to have you as our kind of last guest in the series celebrating women in the Women's History Month 2021. And of course,
yes,
as someone iconic in the reggae music business, definitely this is a big show for us.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's our pleasure. Okay. So we're just going to kick things off straight away without any delay. We have some of your fans, logged in from the US, across the whole of Nigeria. So
blessings, Empress MARCIA Griffiths. Welcome.
Lots of love and blessings to you, my brother.
Okay, you started performing in 1964 after being discovered singing in your neighborhood. What neighborhood in Kingston did you grow in? And has Kingston always been the creative hub as recognized by the UNESCO today?
Well, I was born and raised in Kingston, and from the day I was conscious of what was happening musically, I was exposed to some real good music.
Yes.
And we say that Studio One is the Jamaica's Motown. And that's
nice.
where all the great icons and everyone that you hear about, that's where they were all originated, So I grew up in Hannahtown, Kingston, listening to some good music. So when I went to Studio One on Easter Monday morning, I was overwhelmed to meet all these giants, Bob Marley and the Wailers, Ken Booth, Delroy Wilson, the Heptones, just about everyone. So I felt very special going into Studio One. I went straight in the studio and recorded my first song, which is still never released.
Oh, wow.
And I ended up, doing right through the decade of the 60s. I ended up there with quite a few songs written by Bob Andy, in that decade. Okay. So I started out on a very interesting note, because I never hesitate. I just went in, started recording, and Studio One is like a place where it's a family house, because whoever is in the studio recording, the other artists would come in and sing harmonies. Like, for example, Bob Andy had this song that he did, I've Got to Go Back Home.
All right.
And that song is the Wailers that sang the harmonies on that song. And, vice versa. If Ken Booth is singing, yes, I would go in and sing harmonies, and Leroy Sibbles from the Heptones. It's a family affair. Beautiful.
Nice.
Family affair. So, I really think I was blessed to have a taste of the best.
Yeah. Okay. Of the entire top-notch producer at that time, why did you decide to first record with the legendary Sir Coxton Dot?
No, I never decided. I never had any knowledge of who was, who. I was taken there. My first performance was at the Carib Theatre with Byron Lee and the Dragonaires. I sang one song, No Time to Lose, and I was taken from Carib Theatre straight to Mr. Dodd at Studio One, because that's like walking distance from where I performed. So I walked from Carib straight down to Studio One with Linford Anderson, who is the person who took me there, and luckily I never had to do an audition. I went in and sang, this song that I was doing at my home when Philip James heard me singing. And Mr. Dodd was so overwhelmed that he tried doing collaborations with me, with people like Tony Gregory, Bob Andy.
Yes, sir.
Free Eye, and I did a collab with Bob Marley, a love song called Oh My Darling. He was just trying to get a hit song for me. That's why he had me doing collabs. But it was not until 1967 that I had my first hit song, Feel Like Jumping.
Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. Now, throughout the 70s, right, you recorded obviously with a bunch of producers, but you also recorded with a lady called Sonia Pottinger, right?
Oh yes.
Were there many female producers on the scene at the time? And
that just one, and that was her. And thank God for her, because I enjoyed working with Miss Pottinger for the time. I did 2 albums, Stepping Out of Babylon and Naturally. And at some point, she was going to Nigeria, and I really wanted to go with her because I kept getting a whole lot of fan mails from Nigeria, and I could not understand what was happening and why I was getting so many fan mails. Yeah. So I came to Nigeria with Miss Pottinger. Unfortunately, I never get a chance to do any performance. Yeah. But I think she went there on a business trip.
Okay.
And I really, really was looking forward to returning to Nigeria. But it was after I left that I heard that I had a couple of songs that was doing very well in Nigeria, like Stepping Out of Babylon and, the album. But I never got a chance to come back and do a performance for my Nigerian family. Well, but I'm still waiting and looking forward to that.
We're gonna fix that.
Okay, if you have the opportunity to come to Nigeria for a performance, you will do that.
Definitely, of course.
Nice.
Okay, we will try and see, RAS RAH, we will try and see if we can fix that.
Of course.
Well, I don't know, because what is happening what is happening in the world now, I don't know. I know the music saves a lot of things, and the music is our greatest weapon, but the world has changed, everything is changed, and there's no live performances, which takes the soul from the music. I don't enjoy performing and there's no audience, there's no intimacy, no connection, no positive vibration, no energy coming from there's no audience. Exactly. So I don't know, we're just hoping and praying that things will change and it will be good over evil.
Yes, I.
It's electric.
Time. Yeah. Now let's talk quickly about the massive single Electric Boogie. You know what I mean? Now earlier, just when you were answering this question, you were saying that you were wondering why you were receiving all this fan mail from Nigeria, and I can tell you the reason is the Electric Boogie, because all of us danced to it as
but listen,
when we were
young.
I
tell you, at the time when I was receiving those fan mails and I came to Nigeria with Miss Pottinger, I never had that song yet.
Oh wow.
So this might be a new level.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, but you're saying that they know the electric slide there?
Oh, we all danced to it when we were kids. All of us.
Oh my good. Well,
and obviously it's our parents that were playing the music, so it's like, you know what I mean? At least about 3 or 4 generations who know this song.
Thank God for the parents who knows good music. I bless them every day, because it's because of the parents and the homes that the children comes out of that makes the music, alive, that the music can live on.
Of course.
Yes, I am so happy, because you see, Electric Boogie, it starts in kindergarten to the home for the age.
Okay.
It cuts across age barriers.
Exactly.
Everyone can do that dance. Every single one.
Now there is a bit of history behind that song, right? With regards to who wrote it and who who sang it. Obviously, the most successful version was your version. Tell us a little bit about the origin.
Well, yes, I need to correct so many things where that is concerned.
All right.
That song was done originally. The
Yes.
first time that song was recorded
Uh-huh.
was by me,
Okay.
written
Exactly.
by Bunny, written by Bunny Whaler.
All right.
And let me tell you why everyone will realize how it started, because it was I three went to Canada to do a performance. Very quickly, I want to let you know.
All right.
And three of us performed on the show in Canada, in Toronto. And of course, in a male-dominated business, we meet up on a lot of, blocks.
Yes.
And this was one of the times that we never got paid, and we got $700, unfortunately. And I took my money, went downtown the following day, and I saw this, went in the store and I saw this keyboard.
All right.
And when I started fiddling with the keyboard, the man came over and he told me that, oh, this is a rhythm box. And he showed me how it operated and all the different sounds, the different beats. I fell in love with it immediately and I bought the keyboard.
Okay.
Took it back to Jamaica. And of course, Bunny Whaler and I go way back from kindergarten.
Wow.
So he always visit me and bring nice fruits from his farm. And I showed him this keyboard. I said, look at this. And I played every sound. I showed him every beat. And then, he was just overwhelmed with the sound and everything. So he recorded the beat first.
Okay.
Because you have bossa nova, you have cha-cha, you have pop. Every beat is there. And then you have the piano playing different sounds like Hawaiian, I was in love with this repeater sound. That's what you hear on the original song, Electric Boogie, that little pin that says ding 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 ding. That is the repeater. And Bunny was so in love with this piano sound and the beat. So we put both of them together, recorded. He went to Portland, came back the following day with the song.
Yes.
He wrote the song just overnight. And we called in Sly and Robbie, who overdubbed on what we had from the rhythm box. And we added like about 10 other keyboard parts on the song from the rhythm box. This song was created by that same keyboard box.
Wow.
So everything was just spontaneous. We didn't sleep on anything. I voiced the song as soon as Bunny sang it, and I learned it, and I voiced it the same day. It was released. It went straight to the #1 spot by December, Christmas. And Chris Blackwell heard the song, knew that that song was a hit song, came to Jamaica for the song, and Bunny never gave him the album, but he took the single and never did anything with it. So everything that happened with this song happened off its own strength.
Yeah.
So that was the original, the beginning of the Electric Boogie.
Fantastic.
And it was not until 1989. This is 1982 now we're talking about.
Yeah.
Going into 83, because it was released and it went in the #1 spot in Christmas, December. 82. So in 89, while I was on touring on the road with Sunsplash, we heard that the song took off in Washington, D.C., and they put this dance to the song. And by the time the tour got to Washington, D.C., because we were on the West Coast in California,
all right,
I was forced to learn the dance and perform the song on stage. And I was so shocked when I saw the entire place doing this dance.
Wow.
So that's when I was trying to find Bunny, to tell Bunny that the song busts out and is a hit song, so we could do a video. I couldn't find Bunny anywhere. And then I called Chris Blackwell, who was the person who had that single. And Chris said, well, you know what? Let's go in the studio and do a re-recording so we can do an entire album, because big companies don't promote singles.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
have to have an album.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's when I went back in the studio, re-record the song with the Miami Sound Machine, And that's the version that went in the Billboard charts.
Fantastic.
Okay.
But the only time it was done over, after I was searching for Bunny and couldn't find him. When I finally found Bunny in Jamaica, I saw his car parked in one of these media mix places, and I went in there to tell him what's happening. And to my surprise, when I walked in there, Bunny had already recorded over the song for himself and was in there doing the video.
Yeah. Okay, Mama, let me ask you this, Mama Marcia Griffiths. You appeared on the album True Love by Toots and the Miltars, which won a Grammy in 2004. This year, 2021, Toots and the Miltars won another Grammy. How did you feel hearing the good news? But sadly, Uncle Toot is with us no more.
Well, I was so happy, and I just wish and prayed that he was here to really witness, you know, all of his recognition and his reward that he was well deserving of.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Because it was a happy moment for me working with Toot. I've worked with him several times, even on my latest album titled Marcia, Tribute to Studio One. And there's a particular track that I did, I'll Never Grow Old. And he graced that album to do a verse on the track. So I've been working with Toots over the years, many years. And always, this man is so talented, so versatile. You know, he's one of the greatest musicians I've ever blessed my eyes on. So I was happy for him when I heard that he won the Grammy.
Yes,
very happy for him.
Fantastic. Now, you recently celebrated over 5 decades, you know what I mean, in the business, you know what I mean, on road. You've seen it all, you've traveled the whole globe, right? What is the secret to your longevity, and how did you celebrate this accomplishment?
No, I am going to be celebrating on Easter Monday.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to be celebrating 57 years in the business.
Wow.
I started out in 1964 when I was 11 years old. And my birthday was going to be in November. And I am looking forward to celebrating on Easter Monday. Because I can only tell you that the longevity is not about hype or anything to exalt yourself. Because once you are given a God-given talent, which I recognize, and when I started working with Bob Marley, I really realized that the purpose and the real true meaning of the music was much deeper than what we thought it was.
Of course.
It was a responsibility that you have on your shoulder to mankind, to teach and to educate and to uplift people through the medium of the music. So I realized that from I started working with Bob. So I think humility is the greatest, you know?
Fantastic.
And as long as you can recognize that you're in the position to communicate to the world and to do everything in a positive way, especially for this generation.
Yes, ma'am.
And you see yourself as a missionary on a mission from God, then, you know, you're on the right track. You know, and that's what I recognized.
Yes, sir.
I recognized that I was blessed to be a part of this whole music and to have given a God-given talent. So I try to send my message to uplift mankind.
Yes, ma'am.
And to educate and to teach, you know. So
of course.
it's all about humility and recognizing who you are and know what you're about. And I wanted to be of service to mankind. And I think this is the best way to make my contribution in a positive way.
That's great. Now,
so longevity is, you know, all about knowing yourself and know what you're about and what you want to accomplish.
Exactly. Now you have your children, you know, especially Kema, who is more time known as the Chemist, is a producer, a DJ, singer, songwriter, right? Recognized globally. How does it feel to have your children, you know what I mean, following in your footsteps, you know what I mean, in the music business? And
well,
have both of you collaborated? Any songs that we need to know about, that we need to be playing here?
I don't believe you don't have that song, that collaborate. We did.
Okay. We need to look for that.
No, I have to send it to you as soon as we're finished talking.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look forward to receiving it. We look forward to receiving and playing that.
No, I'll send it right away to you.
All right, nice.
No, because what happened is that all three sons that I have, they were all musically inclined, but I, as a mother, insist that they get an education.
Of course.
You know, because that was most important. It's not about just going around and, you know, singing or whatever you do. You know, you have to be knowledgeable. That's why it is important for singers, any artist, to have good representation, managers who know what they're doing, that can represent.
Definitely.
Especially the female.
Okay. Let's talk about the I3s. What is your relationship like currently with the rest member of the I3s? How often do you see?
Beautiful. Just yesterday, Sister Rita called me from Florida, and yes. And Sister Judy and myself, we live on the same road, like 4 doors apart.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Nice.
So I tell people every day that when I3 came together, it was never a mistake or a coincidence. It was ordained by the Almighty God.
Jano.
Yes, it was a blessing.
Yes, sir.
And at that particular time when I3 was formed, that was the time when Bob Marley, Bunny Wailer, and Peter Tosh had a big fallout. So we came in right away as these 3 little birds, you know?
Yeah, 3 little birds. I saw the thing go.
I actually wanted to ask, before the group I3s was formed, were you, Auntie Rita, and Auntie Jody, were you guys already friends?
No, we didn't know Sister Judy until later on, you know?
Okay.
But when I went to Studio One, I met Sister Rita. She was the only woman I saw there. So it was a comfort as another woman being in a male-dominated place. So Rita and myself were friends before.
Okay.
And then I think Sister Judy started out, you know, in the business a couple years after that. So we met her after.
All right. Now, who actually came up with the name I3s?
Yeah.
I did, because I was doing some solo performance in New Kingston 3 nights, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I invited them to come and sing some harmonies for me. And my songs were doing, you know, like Dreamland and a lot of songs that I had there at the time. And we had a quick rehearsal, and at the 3rd night of the performance at this place we were performing, we did some jam, you know, a little jam on the stage, Sweet Inspirations songs. And the audience loved it and said, why don't you girls form a group? So I said, yes, why not? Let's call ourselves I3.
Nice.
So Sister Rita said, I3. And I said, I corrected her, I explained, I said, yes, it's like saying we 3, but instead of saying we 3, we say I3. So I named the group. The group.
All right, fantastic.
All right, big up I3 is the backup singer of late Robert Nesta Marley. Okay, tell us about your time with the legend Robert Nesta Marley. What type of person was the gong.
Wow. It would take me another whole day to tell you that.
Okay,
No,
tell me
I'm
the cool.
telling you,
Mm.
because I cannot find the words and the adjective to describe that man. As I said earlier, it was not until I started working with Bob Marley that I realized how serious this music was, because when I saw how serious this man took his music, my God, I've never seen anything like that in my life.
True.
Nothing came before his music.
Wow.
Nothing. I have never, oh gosh.
Wow.
His music, no food, no money, nothing. He just wanted to get his message across to the people. And he proved himself to me. That's the reason why I continue to say I am glad I gave him flowers while he was alive. He didn't have to pass on me to say, oh my God, he was this and he was that. When we went to Zimbabwe, and we didn't know what was going on, and tear gas was being used, and it was a stampede in the stadium, and all of us ran away. Because we were running for our lives.
Of course.
Because we didn't know what was going on. And I tell you that this man stood right there and he was ready and willing to go down with his people. Whatever it was, he wasn't going anywhere.
Wow.
We felt so bad at the end of it all, and everything came to a calm, and Bob went back to performance stage. At the end of it, when he came to the house that we were staying and saw all three of us, he looked at us and said, now we know who are the real revolutionaries.
Yes. Yes, I. Now,
yeah, man.
Now, in your touring experience, right? You've performed many different styles of shows. Now, the one that I really want to talk about now is your performance with the Royal Philharmonic Concert Orchestra. I think you did a tour with them in a sort of tour with them in England. You played Wembley Arena, Birmingham, Aston Villa. Is there much difference from playing with an orchestra and from playing with, like, a regular, maybe like 5 or 6 piece band?
Well, the only difference, I was accustomed to having strings on my song, thank God.
All right.
It just shows versatility, that reggae music is not limited.
Of course.
Of course. There are things that we can do to enhance the music, and that's what it's all about. And of course, we are musicians who knows good music, and we can appreciate as long as we are, it's within us. So when I did that tour with that orchestra, it was, wow, I was on cloud 9 because I heard the music on another level.
Wow.
And the foundation was still there. So whatever was being played, whatever strings or whatever to make it into an orchestra, we had the basic, which is the drum and the bass, and the heartbeat of the people is really our drum and bass in the reggae. So the basic was there, so I enjoyed it any which way you took it, because when we had Young, Gifted and Black in the UK, Bob, Andy and myself, they added strings and it was so beautiful, really so nice.
Okay.
And I just felt like an orchestra brings out the best in the music, and it shows that reggae music has no limit. As Bob Marley says,
definitely,
the music can just get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Definitely.
To have you on my dreamland. Heaven to me. To have you on my dreamland would be like heaven to me.
Well, I saw the thing set up right about now upon your unbendable but dependable radio station 98.9 Invicta FM.
Kaduna.
All right, we just went on that quick musical time ode, playing beautiful tunes from we mama, we auntie, we mentor, Talking about
Marcia
Griffiths.
Queen of reggae.
Awesome.
You know what I mean? A third of the I3s.
Yeah.
57 years in the business.
Yeah. So
from coast to coast.
Yeah.
Big things.
Big things.
So, Auntie, you hearing us?
All right, good to have you back.
Yes.
And we want to say thank you to Marcia Griffiths, our mama and our auntie, for having time to spend with us on the show today.
Of course. So, of course, we're running up a Women's History Month for 2021.
Yeah.
So far, really and truly, this year has been a big year for women. Now, Auntie, there's a lady called Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. You know what I mean? She's a Nigerian, and she was recently appointed the new Director General for the World Trade Organization. Right? She's the first female to play that role, and she's the first African to hold this position. Right? What does that mean, and how does that make you feel? You know what I mean? Obviously, as a woman of African descent, you know what I mean?
Wow, listen, that is the greatest feeling I can tell you, my brother, because I am the one who always reach out to all the sisters. And even in International Women's Month that we, just experienced, I send a lot of love and blessings and big ups to all the female prime ministers, everyone in the government worldwide. And you see women flying airplane now. And there's nothing that a woman is not doing now, because the Bible tells us that in this time, the woman shall surpass the man.
Yes.
And it's not that we want to be men and wear trousers and rule, but a lot of things, a lot of the brothers take for granted, while the woman sees it in a different light. She's not just seen as a mother
of course,
who takes care of the children and stay home and cook and clean and wash. There are many, many other things, that qualities and virtue that a woman has. And this is a time that a woman is now bringing it to the forefront.
Yes, ma'am.
When I look and I see so many women prime ministers all over the world, leaders, they are so strong and powerful. And as a mother, they feel the pain of everyone. So I am feeling overwhelmed for that sister that you just mentioned.
Yes,
and I know that God is with her.
Yeah.
And this is one of the reasons why I can sit here right now and tell you that my 57 years that I've spent in the business, my greatest accomplishment and the highlight from my journey is to have inspired so many women who are now in the business, and it's no more male dominated.
Yes,
I can tell you that honestly, that is something that I could never buy with any money. To know that all these young upcoming singers, it is such a wonderful feeling when I sit and I hear them talking in the media that they were inspired by me and I was their role model. So, it's beautiful, because when I started, it was just strictly male dominated. And now it's so beautiful. The garden is full of roses.
Yeah.
We have coffee, we have sugar, we have all the spice, we have everything. The women are really leading the way, and I'm so proud.
Indeed. Now, there was a situation in Europe, some European newspapers, right, when this same lady, got appointed as the new Director General of World Trade Center. There was a headline in some European papers that just simply said, this 66-year-old Nigerian grandmother will head the World Trade Organization.
Yeah.
Now, did you hear?
Wow.
And when you hear this, what do you think of this type of labeling for someone of her standard and, you know, her repute? Do you think, I mean, how does that make you feel?
No, I am sorry for the people who have eyes and they are blind and ears and they are deaf. I am really sorry for them. And it's just a manifestation of prophecy to know that this is a generation that, boy, we have to pray for.
Yes,
they are not recognizing the worth, the wisdom, and everything that goes along with age, how beautiful it is. And if they knew what this one woman, who whatever they want to describe her as, she is a non-stopper. She will show, God will work it in a way that she will prove to the world that not even a 16 or a 21-year-old could do the job that she's doing now. Regardless of how they want to describe her and the titles they want to give her, is works and not words. And I know she's acting. Yeah,
man.
She's doing. She's not just there preaching. She's doing. She's a doer. And I love and appreciate that. So we don't care what they want to say and what title they want to do and how they want to describe her. You know, they are the ones who are going to be ashamed in the end.
Yes, man.
Because she will prove, she's going to prove to everyone what she stands for.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about 2020 and moving into 2021. We all know what went on last year, the COVID-19. How did it have impact on the Jamaican entertainment industry?
It's not just Jamaican, it's worldwide.
Yes,
it has impacted on a negative way because it has stopped entertainment worldwide. We can only listen to music now. Yes, and I have been doing a lot of virtual things, you know, since last year. I've done like 7, 8 virtual performances and I don't enjoy one of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's empty.
But
I don't have a live audience.
Of course.
But you had a great time on the just concluded Reggae Month. I saw you perform virtually, but you had a nice time on stage.
The Mali Museum.
All right. Okay.
This year, Reggae Month.
We watch, and we stream that live on the radio here.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yes.
Well, I did the only one that I came close to enjoying was the last one I did with Barry Salmon.
Yeah.
You know, because there were like a handful of people.
Yes.
And these people are so hungry for the music, the live music again, that those handful of people sounded like a couple thousand people. So we got at least some energy from that.
Of course.
You know, that's the problem with the virtual shows. There's no energy there's no audience, so there's no energy.
Yes.
And that intimacy that you look forward to rejuvenate you when you walk on a stage, it's absent.
Definitely.
It's not the same. It's never the same. But if that's the only way we can communicate right now, then, you know, I will just continue until something positive comes about and a positive change. This is truly a pandemic, and we are praying that always good over evil, you know?
Right. Okay.
Always.
We are praying that Jah will wipe it out.
Do you think it's a coincidence that for countries with the best COVID-19 response are run by women?
No. Right now, I tell the truth.
Yeah.
I am not surprised when it comes to anything where the woman is in the forefront.
Yeah.
I am never surprised because this is something I see happening before my eyes.
All right.
And it's a manifestation. It's written in the Bible. Bob Marley sang about it. And, you know, it's something that we cannot change. We cannot do anything about because a lot of our brothers that we look to and depend on, Some of them are behind bars and they were carried away, and some of them are gone. You
Of
know,
course, of course,
they're just not here with us anymore.
of course.
And this is the reason why God is putting the strength and that blessing in the sisters, in the woman.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Because we are the mothers, and I'm not surprised of anything that a woman is really in control of right now.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm just giving them my blessings.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, still talking about the woman them. How do you feel about the increased participation of women in world politics and global affairs?
But I'm just telling you that it's not surprising to me. It's a must. It must happen because we have to. Listen, it's almost everything that we can sit here and talk about.
Yeah.
That it's no male dominated. The woman is in full control.
Yes,
the woman runs everything positive. And I endorse that from beginning, because I know that as mothers, and you know, we feel the pain giving birth. We are mothers of creation, so we know and we understand. And this is the reason why God is blessing all the women now to stand up, stand up, and just take their positions. And this is what, don't be surprised. It's going to be more devastating when you look and see a woman at the four corners of the earth leading and going through with the baton. Don't be surprised. Just give them your blessings.
Yes, man. Well,
okay. As a producer, before we gradually come to an end, there's this thing that always comes to my mind when I listen or watch Bob Marley and I sight the I3s doing the backup. I'm a music producer. I've produced quite a number of artists, musicians.
Wow, wonderful.
Yes, I'm a keyboardist. I play the piano and I do record producing also. I would like to ask, when you were backing up Bob Marley as I3s, what part do you sing? Is it tenor, alto, or soprano?
I do tenor and soprano, because sometimes when, like for example, when we went to London, Rita and myself, to do Kaya and Exodus album, I think Sister Judy was unable to come to travel with us.
Okay.
So just Rita and myself went, and we ended up doing the Kaya and Exodus album.
Yeah.
Well, I had to do tenor and soprano in most of the songs. Any one of those tracks you listen to right now, you will hear, you can recognize my voice, and maybe sometimes not even knowing that that's me, because I do soprano and I do tenor.
Nice.
I have to make myself versatile, you know, and Bob sometimes, like when we shift the sound, and you know, to see if he can accomplish a different blend or a different sound, you know.
I was trying to think what was Mama Rita singing too.
Wow, tenor. But you know what?
Yes.
Rita's voice, no matter what we are singing, once Rita's sound comes in, it just puts the icing on the cake.
Nice.
Yes. She had a sound there that blended with everything. And you know, it's funny because Judy and myself, we talk about this. Rita was the only person that could sing the melody while Bobby's singing the same melody, and they never clash.
Okay.
She can sing the melody that Bobby's singing, and it sounds different.
Wow.
Fantastic.
You know, she just had a unique sound. She, you know, when it comes to blending in the group.
Yes, man.
Okay, it's been wonderful having you, Mama Griffiths, and thank you for your time. But before we go, any parting words for the woman out there all over the world?
Wow, they are my sisters, they are mothers, they are my friends. And I know that the Almighty God is our Father. So we are one family. And I send my love and my blessing to every woman throughout the world right now in the four corners of the earth, especially the women who are leaders, the woman in government, the woman who drives train, the woman who flies the aeroplane, just about everyone who is doing the job that they say only man could do. I lift my hat, I honor them, I bless them, and I'm so happy for them. And I just want to tell them that, keep the fire burning, because this is our time. God called upon the woman to do this job. And I know that we are not alone. God is with us in this time, because this is prophecy that has to be fulfilled. So my sisters out there, keep the fire burning. Lots of love and blessings.
Okay, thank you very much for having time to talk to us. Hoping when we come calling on you again, you will have time to talk to us straight from Nigeria.
Of course, I just need to have your email so I can send you the song with my chemist and myself.
Okay.
And it was very nice. Thank you for having me on your program. And I want to send lots of love to all my Nigerian brothers and sisters and to everyone else in the world.
Nice one.
Keep the fire burning.
Yes, I.
Music is life. Music is life. Live on.
Is love. Yes, man.
Yes.
Yes, my youth. Yes, my brethren.
Let's have you talk to us.
So, Uncle Jimmy, you spent some time, with Auntie Rita, Auntie Jody, and of course Auntie Marcia, who we had on, on the phone just a few minutes ago.
Yes.
Tell us, what some of your experiences has been like, being around them.
It's a great experience. So, like she said, 67. So in 66 is when I was telling you about when Bob came up to Delaware, that's where I was living. Bob came in 66. And then when Bob went back to Jamaica, that's when, because I match up the years with like other people's story, because it fit it, because when he went back, that's when he got married to Rita in 67 too, So all that was happening. But let me tell you something about Marcia. Let me tell you something that Marcia and Bob share. She didn't say this. I don't know if the world knows, but I'm going to tell it. So Bob's grandkids Marcia have 3 grandkids. That is Marcia's the grand aunt. So Marcia's nephew is married to Bob's daughter.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
So Marcia is connected. So she's like embedded in the family, Skip Marley is her grandnephew.
Fantastic.
Okay. Yes, another revelation. No. Yes,
So I had to share that. Because I'm the one that I'm the historian in the family,
Yes, man.
All
right, thank you for sharing that with us.
So what I was going to say, so all my life, especially starting, I grew up, in the Delaware years, and Bob was back and forth.
All right.
So Marcia, Judy, and Rita, they go way back in my memory, like in the from 81 when I moved to Jamaica when Bob passed. So, and those 3, like she was saying, she was talking about it. They're like 3 sisters, the closest 3 relationships, like the best friends of all, like they love each other. And I had the opportunity of rehearsing with them before.
All right.
I'm gonna send you the picture. It's on my page when we was doing some rehearsing, and I worked with Marcia in the palace in Ethiopia. So it's almost like hearing her interview brings back a lot of memories, and I'm learning things about them because certain times I wasn't around. So, you know, I enjoyed every minute of the interview. You took me away from everything, and I just zoned in on it.
Yes.
Hey, guess what? I'm coming to Africa. I'm coming to Africa in May.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I'm going to Kenya, Ethiopia, and Tanzania.
Okay.
Working on a project, so I got to put Nigeria in my itinerary.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, we're looking forward to receiving you.
Yeah.
Yes. And you'll be live here on 98.9 INVICTA FM.
I mean, it's just a natural stage. We had
And
an audio, we had an audio visual, we had a audio interview. We're gonna have a visual interview, and then the next thing after that is to
have you here.
Live and direct.
Yeah. And you know what? Like the love that I feel from you guys, put that in, because you know, I told you about the project that I'm working on, and you know, there's no, you know, like when you're family, when you connect, then you want to be with your brothers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are our brothers' keepers.
Yeah.
So from we connected, how can I go to the motherland and not go to where you are, where my brothers are?
Okay, it's nice having you, and we will be closing and ending this session, Rachabono, as we go back to the music. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll talk soon.
I'm not bothered by negativity on TV or in the newspaper. Not even bothered by your morbid obsession with the Undertaker. What scares me is how we talk
boy
every day, then turn right around, perpetrate so much hate. We meet about it, we talk about it, we write about it, and every day we sing about it.
Big shout out goes out to Norma Agoro. You know what I mean? Linked up from Lagos. You know what I mean? Right from the very beginning as well. And we have Patricia
just joining us.
Joining us right about now. It's never too late, man.
Yeah, we just ended.
Joining RAS RAH on radio. You know what I mean?
Okay, Patricia joined late, and we just finished the interview, and then we're just having a jamming session right now. But not to worry. Patricia, I want to say something. You know, Trisha, we had Trisha at the beginning, and we premiered Trisha new song last week, So Close.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
In 30 seconds, can we talk about that song before we just go off?
Okay. So Close was, I guess, I would say a motivational song to all those people out there who, you know, in these times are not the easiest of times. So, but besides that, in general, I feel like people give up on their dreams, you know. It's like your dream is right there, but people decide or have this feeling that they should just give. I think basically that people feel like they should give up on their dreams. They should give up when they're really right there at the goal. And what I'm trying to say basically in the song is you're right there at the goal. Just keep on pushing, keep on going. Just have that faith that your dream, your goal is going to be reached, you know. And this is what I'm saying, you know, you're so close. Don't give up now. Just keep going, keep pushing. Your time is going to come. Even if it looks like it's so far, it's right there.
Nice. Trisha, I want to ask, you know what I mean, obviously as a relatively young artist in the game compared to Marcia Griffiths, who we had the interview with, you know what I mean, how inspired, you know what I mean, were you, you know what I mean, you know what I mean, by obviously her successes, and, you know, as someone who was, I guess, who is, you know what I mean, a senior to you in the genre?
First off, the fact that I wouldn't say we have similar paths, but you know, she's done backings for Bob Marley, and I also started out doing backings for Gentleman. So that's very inspiring to see her path, how she's still able and still relative, you know.
Yes.
And inspiration. She's a queen, you know.
Yes.
And a lot of us from my generation look up to her. and just the path that she's taken, the steps that she's taken moving forward.
Yes.
It really inspires me to know that there is, especially the fact, you know, coming from the background perspective, that people always think, okay, you're just a backing singer. That's all you do, you know. You will only be known as the backing singer of. It's not true, because everyone knows her as, besides being one of the backing singers of the I3s, she stands on her own, you know.
Yes.
MARCIA Griffiths,
Yes.
the queen of reggae.
Of course. Of course.
So that is an inspiration, and also it's a lot of motivation.
Nice.
Basically.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay. Thank you very much for still having time to link up. I know it is pretty late right now. It's just midnight, just about 1 a.m. here.
Well, here it's almost 2 a.m., but it's all good.
All right, thank you very much. And we will be having frequent of such interaction with you every time.
Yes, I guess I'm a daily customer now.
Nice.
All right, thank you for stopping by, and we will leave with this beautiful one, and it is Panastata. And this is the brand new tune, So Close.
I know that feeling when you wake up and it feels like everything's enough. And when you're going through things and you feel like life's so rough. You put in the work, but end at the end of the line. So you ask yourself why, ask yourself when's my time. Feels so far away.